My name is Elizabeth Hammond. I am a planner for the City of Maplewood. For this presentation, I will provide a brief overview to the proposed rezoning to the city's existing planned unit developments, or PUDs. In this presentation, we will discuss what is a PUD and existing PUDs in Maplewood. We will also discuss what this proposed change is all about, impacts, and what steps the city will be taking next. On this slide, you can see two examples of PUDs that are in Maplewood, Legacy Park and New Century Townhomes. Planned unit developments are subdivisions that have flexibility when developed to achieve a cohesive character and/or high-quality design. Examples of flexibility are lot area, setbacks, building heights, and parking minimums. On this slide, you can see examples of a traditional subdivision of land and a PUD subdivision. The existing PUDs in Maplewood were approved through a conditional use permit. Flexible standards, such as setbacks or parking minimums, were established as conditions of the conditional use permit, which was approved by the City Council by the passage of a resolution. On this slide, you can see an image of the PUD known as Legacy Park. This area is located north of St. John's Hospital. Interestingly, approximately 20% of all housing units in Maplewood are part of an existing PUD, and there are currently 2,100 parcels in Maplewood that are a PUD. In this image, you can see the outlines of the City of Maplewood boundary, and the orange parcels on this map are the existing PUDs in the city. Over the last year, the City of Maplewood has begun implementing its 2040 Comprehensive Plan. As part of the implementation process, the city determined that modifications were needed to the city zoning code relative to planned unit developments. With this recent code change, the standards of a PUD will be set through rezoning to a new individual PUD district. All previously approved PUDs, which were approved by a conditional use permit, will be rezoned to PUDF Fixed District. The conditions for each PUD will remain the same as approved by the original conditional use permit. However, if a significant change is proposed to the PUD, then rezoning to a new PUD district will be required. So what does this mean for existing PUD homeowners and residents? The process for making changes to your property is virtually unchanged. The same city permit applications can be used for building updates, expansions, or remodels. The same standards from the original conditional use permit must be met for any changes. For example, if a conditional use permit has specific setbacks, building height, or impervious surface coverage requirements. This rezoning will have little impact to homeowner organization, HOA-owned property, or other similar organizations. Some PUDs have conditions within their existing conditional use permits that relate to HOAs and common lots within the PUD. In this case, they are only impacted if the homeowner organization wants to change something or amend these conditions. Then, instead of going through a conditional use permit amendment process, they will go through a PUD rezoning process. What about developers? As with HOAs, the only impact comes if a developer wants to amend an existing PUD. Now that amendment process will be a rezoning rather than amending the conditional use permit. However, the submittal requirements remain the same. New PUDs will now be established as individual zoning districts. The submittal process for new PUDs is essentially the same as it has been in the past. The same application requirements, a public hearing is required at a planning commission meeting, and the final approval is by the City Council. So what are the next steps in the rezone process? City staff are available to answer questions. Soon staff will prepare a formal public hearing notice to rezone existing PUDs. Once finalized, this notice will be sent to all property owners of existing PUDs. A public hearing at the Planning Commission is tentatively scheduled for June 15th at 6 p.m. The rezoning will then be considered by the City Council on June 28th at 7 p.m. Please reach out to City staff with any questions. I have provided my contact information on this slide for your reference. Thank you.